All right, class, before we get into any fancy one-point perspective drawings where we do some one-point perspective drawings on a city street scene with buildings and things, we're going to start off with doing a very a simple one-point perspective project, which is taking these shapes, squares, triangles, circles. These are two-dimensional shapes, and we're going to use one-point perspective to turn these shapes into three-dimensional looking forms, okay? They're gonna look three-dimensional using one-point perspective. So, I've got my name on it, I'm gonna turn it around. This is what we're going to do. So, first of all, we're just gonna take our shapes, choose whatever color you want. Triangles, circles, squares, and we're gonna get a glue stick and we can put them wherever we want on the page. So put a little glue on them and figure out where you want to arrange your picture. Doesn't really matter. About right there. You could turn it into like a diamond. Put this right there. Oops, I made two triangles. Let me get a circle. I'll choose a red circle. All right. Could be right there. Now the second thing that we want to do is we want to create a vanishing point. Your vanishing point can be just about anywhere you want. I'm not going to put it right there. I'm going to try to put it far away from these shapes. So I think maybe down here might be a good spot. I'm just going to make a little dot. All right. So the vanishing point means that we're going to create lines from the shapes and they're all going to go only to that vanishing point. So we need a ruler. And I'm going to start with this triangle that's way over here. So I'm going to start at the corner of the triangle. And I'm going to line that ruler up next to that corner. And I'm going to line that up by that dot. So this line is actually going to go behind the circle because the circle's in the way. And I got to keep that ruler still. And I stop at that vanishing point. Okay? Now I'm going to line my ruler up with the other corner of the triangle right there. And remember, I got to line this side up with the vanishing point, keeping that end on that corner. I think I've got it. Again, it's going to go behind my circle because I placed my circle in the way. All right. Now, in the future, maybe I should have said, maybe I should have put that circle somewhere else or put my vanishing point somewhere else if I didn't want the line to go behind the circle. Now let's see. I want to line up every corner, but when I place that right there on the vanishing point, I'm not going to draw that line because in theory, that line is going to be on the other side and we won't be able to see it. So I'm not even going to bother drawing that line. Now I'll start with my square. Again, I'm going to start with that corner, the most far away corner, line that up with the vanishing point, draw that line. All my lines should go right there, nowhere else. Now I've got another corner right there. Line it up carefully. Make sure this part of the ruler is, and I'm going to go right there. Okay? Now I'm going to go to this corner. All right? You see it's starting to look almost more like a cube, okay? A cube that's disappearing. Think about these as if you're way up in the sky and flying over a big city, you can see the buildings going down. It looks like they get smaller the further away it is. Now you notice there's another corner over here. However, I'm not going to draw that one unless it's a see-through glass. I'm going to assume this is a block and we can't see through it. So I'm not going to bother drawing that line because on the other side we can't see it, right? Now I've got to do, you know what? I'm going to place this in a different area. That was not a wise choice. So let's see. I will put this one, sometimes it's good to put it maybe lower. Okay? Now I got to go back and redraw my line and maybe wipe away this glue or just let the glue dry. Okay? That glue will dry, I won't be able to see it anymore. Now I want to do this. Now this one's a little bit harder because the circle does not have corners, okay? So you want to choose the right there should be my line. I'm going to line this up on the dot. All right? And then, so I'm not going to start this line right here. I'm going to start all the way to the outside edge, right about the middle of that circle on the edge. This is going to be the hard part. I think people are going to make mistakes right when we get to here. So you see my line goes right to about there. Okay, that's about right. So now we're starting to see a little bit of that perspective.